Hello and welcome back to the 100% playthrough of The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Obviously, we are not in Tucson currently. We are at the Upper Mill. I do want to visit the Rune Thread and kind of make us overpowered again. I kind of wanted to do it off screen at first, but
never-ending creation be praised.
thought we might as well grab it at the beginning of the episode. It
Craft
shouldn't
something
take
for me,
too
would you?
long. Now let's see here. Manticore Silver Sword, very nice. Rejuvenation would be nice, yes. I do want the people exploding around us by Ignite. So Quen and Reinforcement. Obviously, we will go ahead and do just that, or well, rather grab it in the shop if he has it. He does. And we also have quite a bit of money. Oh. Did not mean to buy that, but oh well. Nothing too bad. Add sockets. Can we add sockets to anything? Really? No, not really. In that case, let's go into our enchantment and enchant eruption into the manticore armor. There we go. Manticore steel sword. And obviously this rejuvenation. Oh, it's stamina. Potion duration. No. When at maximum vitality, any vitality regeneration turns into added damage on our next strike. So, Divana and Zoria runestones. And if we do it with the silver sword, I think we can do the very same. Yeah, so 2 Divana and 2 Zoria stones. Now let's see. Zoria, need 2 of those. Bog. There we go, Divana runestones. We need 2 of those. And back to enchanting. Let's grab invigoration for this. And invigoration for this as well. Okay, we should be kind of good to go.
Thanks. So long.
And now, our scavenger hunt is taking us to Fort Usar. However, I do believe our Witcher contract Bovine Blues is also going to take us there. So let's grab that on the way too. A Witcher's life is never dull. If there ever comes a point where he's had his fill of cockatrices, strigas, or neckers, he can always count on the world throwing something unusual in his path. As was the case on this occasion, when a bovine crashed to the ground from the sky, landing right on top of a quarry worker. At last, here was a contract that would surely tear the Witcher free of the fetters of the quotidian that so often held him. Let's move along. Grab our little fast travel point. And while we're fast traveling, I do want to check one more thing. I'm still bothered by that Roach Gwent card. I know we're completely done with Gwent. I am very well aware of that, but the fact that it's nowhere in our deck is kind of worrisome. And I would love to run, but alas, we are not allowed. So everything was stored in the chest in Yennefer's room here in Vizima, which should be about here. The ambassador. And it's empty. See, we can't loot it. And it's driving me insane. We can't loot anything. Oh. Maybe there's something else to it where you have to sign up to... I don't know, I did log in with my good old games account, but I don't know, maybe... Hang on, I'm not crazy, right? It's worth 3. And we have literally zilch cards that are worth level 3, that are worth 3 points. You are worth 3, and you are worth 3. Maybe it only appears if we start a new game. That also might be the case. Oh, well, we will never find out unless we do a new game plus and take the alchemy route in like a no commentary long play. That's also an option. Now here we go, Ardaiso Quarry. That is our location of the day, of the episode. And let's see what exactly happened. We did see, I think, either ghouls or all ghouls. And inconveniently, it's slowly getting nighttime, so let's meditate just ahead. There we go. So we have a bit more daylight to work with. Oh, this is also a very nice location. Looking at it. Okay, we have a blacksmith. And we scavenge something from here.
You don't look like a quarryman to me.
That stand in the way of our doing business?
No. It merely means I doubt you'll find anything of use here. I mainly stock goods for the men at the quarry. Hammers, spikes, hand cream. But if you want a glance, feel free. I shan't stop you.
You know what? Might as well. You're a real welcoming fellow.
You always this personable? Or do you just get up on the wrong side of the bed this morning?
I got up on the right side. I always do. My left leg's been lame ever since my accident. I worked here once, see? Breaking stone. Until a part of a rock face fell away and crushed my foot.
Sorry. Feel foolish now.
Not to worry. Such things are commonplace here, part of the job. Every now and then someone breaks something, twists an ankle, or their neck.
At least he's not holding it against us.
Show me what you got.
Oh, you really are selling just bits and pieces. Me, obviously, these are all swords that I want to keep and that we should have stored in the storage box at Corvo Bianco, but it's fine. We're not that overcapacitated just
Gotta
yet.
go. Farewell.
Here and only here, buy a full set of gear, get a bottle of Fiorano free.
A full set of gear and get a bottle of Fiorano for free. Well, that's a nice deal, if anything.
What the golly blasting devils are you doing, men? What plague? An unfortunate turn of offense, that's all. Get back to chiseling. If we don't deliver that head on time, the infestor will twist my plums off.
Is that what you'll tell Emil's widow? That a cow crushed him and it was an accident? This, sir, is a grave matter. It requires a specialist, some mage or warlock.
What happened here?
Look! It's that witcher who's come to town. Maybe he can do something. An exorcism or the like. We should ask how much coin he'll want.
Saw your notice. Got a problem with a cow? Fear a plague, is that it?
Yes, indeed. And a horrid one at that. We've irked the gods something true, we have. In Zeracania, they've sent a plague of locusts, then of frogs. With us, they skipped right to raining cows down on us.
Enough! Enough! No need to so panic! Come, Master Witcher, I shall divulge to you the matter at hand. Yes, an unfortunate matter indeed, to be crushed by a cow. A true shame, Emil. He was a good worker. I told them at once there had to be a simple explanation. But that lot, no. Right away they started in screaming, "Plague!" Demanding higher wages for hardship, poor working conditions, you see? They'll ruin me, the blotters.
My job is to figure out why a cow fell from the sky? That it?
That too. The thing is, since none bother to clear the cow corpse, some filths overrun the other pit. We fear to venture there.
Not surprised. Cow, where'd it come from? What kind was it?
Why, the ordinary spotted kind. Nothing unusual. Its corpse rots in the other pit, sends out its stench, and Emil lies right beneath it. Will you tend to the matter, take on the contract?
For the right price? Sure, but what exactly are you doing here?
What exactly is going on here?
Construction of a statue of the prophet Lepiota. We're carving it. Not all at once, that is, but piece by piece. A pious infestus revived the project after years of neglect. He's engaged all nearby quarries in its completion. And we would be on schedule were it not for the incident. Please, Master, will you look into it?
That accident, has anyone witnessed it?
Need to know more about this accident. Anyone actually see what happened?
No, but sounds there were. Osterv had just gone to see how Emil was getting along when suddenly we heard an ear-botching boom. Moments later, something smashed into one of the cranes.
Doubt it was the cow that hit the crane.
Probably true. At any rate, come morn, we ventured out to sea, but the vermin drove us off. With that, all work came to a halt. Has remained so since. Master, tarry no longer, please. Will you take on the matter?
For the right price, yes.
Need to talk about my reward before I decide.
Time for a good hackle. So how much would you take?
I'd say 350 should be fair.
Fine. But that is the sum total, no bonuses or gratuities on top. Understood?
We'll look into it.
Fine, I'll look into it. Might be a botched portal, but I doubt it.
Lepiota reward you with progeny aplenty. I shall keep an eye out for your return.
Bovine Blues. And it's really getting this rainy now. You wouldn't really think that Tucson is able to get this rainy.
A storm, damn it.
You've seen your fair share of storms on the continent already, Geralt. Not exactly in Tucson. Oh, it's all goals. Well, apparently it's not only Emil that died, judging by the looks of this guy. But probably they are well aware of him. If not, well, they'll find another corpse in that case. Getting a lot of repair kits, which is actually awesome. We're kind of running low on those. And now to Emil and the cow.
Must be Emil. Workers mentioned him. Poor guy, unlucky as all hell. Right, now where do I start?
I would say let's inspect the wounds on the worker's body first.
Crushed by something heavy. Skull base is cracked. Fresh tooth marks. Necrophages. But they got to him after his death. Won't learn anything else from the body.
In that case, the cow it is. The blunt trauma wounds on the cow.
Tissues crushed in places. Must have fallen from quite a height.
How about the bite wounds?
Gut sliced open. Not much blood, so it happened after death. Heart had already stopped pumping. Tooth marks. Small ones, though, so necrophages left him clearly. Sure sniffed out their feast fast.
What about the punctures and slashes?
Deep claw wounds. Spread between talons indicates a draconid. A wyvern, probably. But these wounds weren't the cause of death. Got it. All clear now. Cow died when it fell from a great height. Draconid must have dropped it. A youngster probably trying to get the cow back to its nest, but it proved too heavy. Emil's bad luck to be standing right underneath. And then there's the crane.
Now, how does one get to the crane? I think over here, unless there's some other way to kind of get around it. No, definitely not here. I've sworn I saw something blink red just now. Ah, here we go. All the way over here.
Blood. Draconid must have hit it pretty hard. Dropped the cow, then probably tried to steady its flight. Got hurt in the process. Good. Should be simple to track down.
Well then, let's see if we
Traces
can...
of draconid
there we
blood.
go.
Barely perceptible. I'm on the right track.
There we go. So it's just a matter of following the blood now.
Started bleeding heavily. Wound was more serious than I thought, looks like.
And it looks like we have company over here.
Smells like sour mash. Draconid must have attacked a local distillery. Bastard.
He didn't even notice that our health was this low. Let's see. Oh look, another one. Bootlegger's notes. So I say to that, Minister Tremblay, the whole Sanspertur Valley is overrated. Those wines, why, don't get me started on SS. Ever since they started mass producing it, they shall call it 8. or it's definitely seen better days. Then he says, right you are. Always been a Côte de Blessure chap myself. In fact, between you and me, I even prefer it to sangria. You know, the wine served for her illustrious highness and her inner circle. And then the fool I am, I blurt out, oh, I agree. Whenever her grace has me tasted, I've got to swell my mouth out with vodka afterwards to wash out the rancid taste. Oh, come on, was I drunk, wasn't I? Talking out of my bum. Well, turns out I had rather overvalued my position at the court. Tremblay needed but to say a word in the Duchess's ear, and in 3 shakes of a donkey's tail, I was out on the street. Job of a ducal tester has been given back to Benoit. Can you believe it? After that scandal involving Baroness Sneak and Quilleen? As for me, well, what was I supposed to do? Had no choice but to start making and drinking my own brews. That's always been my true passion.
Damn it. Half-eaten body with scorch marks? Definitely not a wyvern. Slizzard. Gotta be. They breathe fire. Landed on the roof of the distillery. Raised a ruckus, made a mess, then moved on.
So
Paw
a
prints.
Slizzard.
Crawled through here. Clearly too tired to fly. Was in a bad way. Barely crawling. Second Draconid landed here. A larger one. Waited for the smaller one to heal. Then they flew off together. Should be easy to track. Smaller one was still bleeding, luckily. Flew off together. Probably bound for their nest.
Okay, there's some creatures over there. Let's not engage if we don't necessarily have to.
Trail ends here. Nest's up there. I'd bet the farm on it. So it was Mommy who helped you.
Dear.
That'll do it.
Oh shoot, I forgot about those. Well, that just happened. Oh goodness. Yeah, the episode starting off great.
So it was
Yeah, there we
Mommy
go.
who helped you. Slizzard's son seems to be joining the fray.
And there we go.
Right. High time I collected a trophy.
There we go. Okay, we need to collect the reward and then destroy the next nest. Oh, Geralt. There we go.
That'll do it.
But now we also have a little something to do still here, which would be finding
Must be
the...
that ruined fort Lafog mentioned. Worth a look.
Exactly, it is very much worth the look. Ah, and there we go. Captain Augustus Hirabras's report, and we have the steel sword gauntlets and boots. The Witcher I summoned reached Usar on the 12th of September. He made a favorable impression. I had expected a cold killer, yet found myself speaking with someone who could easily be mistaken for a normal man, if not for his expansive knowledge concerning the habits of monsters, the 2 swords on his back, and the griffin head medallion on his chest. Jerome, as he was called, asked me a great many questions about the beast seen near Mount Crane Castle. Based on my responses, he concluded the monster in question was a Leshen. During our next conversation, the Witcher expressed his astonishment at being offered such a high reward, and one paid in advance before he even arrived in Toussaint. I had taken a liking to the fellow and wanted to be honest with him. Despite the vow I had sworn, I revealed his pay came entirely from a certain Moreau, a mage who had decided to use this gift to thank our community for a warm welcome. When Jerome heard the mage's name, he first went pale, then flew into a rage. He shouted, and I quote, "Gonna give that old bastard a piece of my mind," then ran to the stables, mounted his steed, and rode off, leaving the greater part of his possessions behind. He was seen on the road to Mount Crane, but then disappeared, like a rock thrown in deep water. Master Moreau claims he never saw the Witcher. Oh.
Wonder what happened at Moncron.
Ah, Moncron, okay. Well, it is no less than the French language, which I'm not the most versed in, so pardon my French, quite literally. Now, if we go over here, we will get ourselves
should draw from it.
a nice little place of power. And speaking of, how are we on our additional abilities? Do we have points? We do. Oh, ability points 5. Ooh. Well, might as well research this. We need 5 more and greater red mutagens for this. We need 1 more level up to grab this. So we're kind of getting there. How long until we get more? I think it's like 2 more, maybe 3. I'm not entirely sure. Until we get 2 more slots over here. Alrighty, so let's go back to... Okay, at least he didn't die. Let's go back to the quarry report and explore just a tad bit longer. Okay, this is the distillery, so we shouldn't be all too far anymore. Let's go just through the bushes and have cut our way short. And there's the quarry in question. Oh. Let's not jump to our deaths. That wouldn't be exactly favorable.
Well, have you learned how that cow came to fly?
That we did. We cleared everything up.
Yeah, you can get back to work. And it wasn't a plague of falling cows.
Did I not say so from the start? A weight off my chest. So what was behind the animal's plummet?
Young lizard flying over the quarry dropped it. Was trying to get it back to its nest. Food for its mother and siblings. Probably heard the last of the beasts. Burned the nest, eggs, everything.
A praiseworthy precaution, but as I said, I can only pay you what we agreed. I simply haven't anymore. Here, take this. And I thank you, Master.
That's still 350 crowns in our pocket.
All cleared up now, right? No gods, no plague, just the dragon, but it's gone too. We're to pay Emil's widow compensation, and that will be that. So, why do you still stand there and wait, men? Back to work! Chop, chop!
We're all the way over there now. And these statues. Complete.
Master, what would I have done without you? Countless throngs of Lebiota's followers will praise in prayer.
And you'll pay me, right?
But of course, your reward. The Infestor is a serious man of enterprise. Our plan foresees mass conversions. With the donations that will follow, we aim to recoup the costs of production in 3 to 5 years. Everything has been calculated, you see, down to the last decimal.
Good luck then. Farewell.
Alrighty, not too shabby. It is getting nighttime though, so let's just skip over that. And since we are on this side of the goodness, what do you call it? Bit embarrassing. Of Toussaint, of the duchy. Why not go to the Dulcinea windmill and grab these little locations here? But you know what? We can take the boat. Why not?
Oh, you gave those bum diddlers a good reason to diddle their bums. You freed us of the Hanses. I thank you.
It's been quite a while since we last went somewhere on boat. The statue does look so nice without the scaffolding around it. We go the covered bridge. And we do need to get to the Dulcinea windmill. All the way from the very beginning of this playthrough, actually. I do believe we weren't there ever since. There we go, the windmill should be kind of up ahead, if I am not mistaken. Oh, it's not even the windmill, it's a vintner's contract.
Lebioda wept. It is positively risky.
What seems to be the matter?
Perhaps you could help me. You seem a strapping lad.
What's the problem?
I acquired this old storehouse at auction. As it turns out, it stinks like an Ophiri larder and is loud as a Novigrad brothel. Bambotch it all. I infested my life savings. Now I fear to go inside. Do help me, Witcher.
Let's talk about the fee.
Could look into it, maybe. Long as you have the means to pay me.
185.
Fine, so be it. We've a deal.
Then we'll look into it.
All right. I'll take a look inside your storehouse.
I've sweat dripping down my bum furrow. I've sweat dripping down.
Stinks of carrion. Necrophages?
Oh, necrophages.
Come on!
Oh, it's just ghouls. And an owl ghoul.
Reeks in here.
But there is more to it.
Reeks in here.
It does appear there is another section to the cave. Is that it? Is that really it? Oh! I mean, it reeks because of all the corpses. So there's also that. Lots of fish are dead too, by the looks of it. All of these are dead fish. Not exactly the most appetizing view.
And
Yeah.
is the
Sweat
storehouse
dripping
safe?
down my bum furrow.
What's it?
Well, have you seen to my storehouse?
That we did.
Storehouse was full of rotten meat. Attracted ghouls I had to get rid of.
Saint Lebioda's calloused heels. But is it safe now? Completely?
Though I'd advise you to clean the meat out quick, before other ghouls show up.
Of course. Yes, I shall put my men to it, tout sweet. Meanwhile, perhaps you need something? I've a meager stock just now, but come back in 2 days to see a full array. At a discount that will make you cross-eyed.
Who'd you buy the storehouse from?
Was wondering, previous owners, what did they use the warehouse for? Why was it full of carrion?
It was Gottfried Nork's before it was mine. Yes, that Nork, Toussaint's most famed charcutier. That is, until his saucisse à la moutarde poisoned half the court of her illustrious highness the Duchessa.
Take it he fell out of favor.
Favor's not the word. He was cast in prison, all his property confiscated and auctioned off.
Show me what you're peddling.
Oh, well, nothing much, really. Are you willing to buy something? Oh, he's willing to buy a lot. Thank you very much, good sir, for buying some of our junk. Much appreciated. But we still have a ton of junk left. Ballistic diagrams. I do wonder if we can do something with those.
So long.
Maybe show them to Demian or somebody. That would be probably beneficial. Now, the last two question marks of this episode are... Oh, wine merchant. Okay. Are these... Oh, these... 3, actually. I could have sworn we discovered Fort Ast... Oh, no, we discovered them... during the Wine is Sacred quest. That's right. Because I do believe we were supposed to meet the man from Sintra in those ruins. That's why I didn't think that far. There we go. The Vermentino. vineyard prospering alongside with the Coronata one. I do wonder if this is another
Beaver
Hey
bugger
there,
me.
halfway.
trouble in the vineyard quest.
You drunk?
I work from dawn to dusk's last light. Then give.
Or it could be something else too. Well, we'll find out eventually. I think we're about to arrive at the location too. A vintner's contract again.
Hey, over here, please.
Just in a little bit.
Decent.
How's it?
My hand shakes
Works
so
hard
bad.
on the nerves, eh?
I cannot hold my
That's why you're
tools.
so grey.
Waste of breath.
Scribe? Do we need to talk to you or no, wine merchant? You.
Heard you calling. Wanted to talk?
I did, for we're neck deep in trouble. Of the spider kind.
Need a
Not
maid with a
spiders.
broom, not a witcher.
You fail to understand. These are huge. The size of pigs or dogs. Black and hairy, spewing webs.
Not talking about spiders then. Talking about arachnomorphs.
Call them what you will. You must smash the rogues, will you? Those caves would be prime barrel storage were it not for the beasts.
Let's talk about the fee first.
First things first. Need to talk about my reward.
Are you willing to splurge 180?
I knew we would agree terms.
Nice.
Arachnomorphs don't look much like bunnies, but they sure breed like them. Best nip the problem in the bud. I'll look into it.
The Shukot Cavern.
Mountains out and more hills, Vilma. I shall be better than fine.
Saying you're the Duke of this, the Duke of that, you're the Duke of Dog Diddle.
That was incredibly anticlimactic. Ah yes, the contract set out on us for whatever reason. We didn't do anything.
Come on.
Disgusting creatures. Thankfully, Igni works on them. Ah, it's a big one. I do hate spiders. I really, really, really do hate them. And this would be just a wraparound on this. Okay. put this away, and talk to the wine merchant.
Any tidings?
All taken care of. Went inside and cleaned up.
Thank the gods! And you too, of course.
Have you been in the wine trade long?
Wine trade. Been at it for a while?
Not terribly long, to be candid. I apprenticed to be an alchemist, but proportions were never my strong suit. So I took to trading in wines. More pleasant, I must say. One drinks on the job and no one ever complains.
Makes sense. And the world's always a bit more bearable on a buzz. Time I got back on the path. So long.
I don't think he has anything to offer us, really. He is a legend after all. Here we have these two little question marks left, along with Fort Austrae to
My hand shakes so bad, I cannot
to explore.
hold my tools.
Actually, you know what? Let's leave this one for last. And go to the other location. To this one. And Fort Austrae, and then wrap around and return to this place first. Something's over there. Looks like an abandoned estate. And there's Braids. How lovely. The Cutteran Manor is what the place is called. And we have a hidden treasure. That is going to be a no thank you. Here means we have this poor unfortunate soul here. Journal of a Desperate Man. Most of the pages are filled with professions of love made to a woman named Charlotte. Entries are chaotic, undated. Charlotte Cutteran is the love of my life. When she is not near me, I burn with longing. I suffocate with loneliness. I suffer the worst possible torment. How can I make her understand that I, not Albert, am her destiny? Illegible fragment. I have found a solution. The witch from Lynx Crag. She will help me end my heart's agony. I shall now have to tighten my belt several notches, but I have purchased a magic elixir from the witch. She said if I convince my beloved to drink it, I will be able to forget my problems forever. I sold the rest of my possessions and purchased jewels to give Charlotte when I propose. God, soon now she shall be mine. As the witch instructed, I mixed the elixir with wine. I prepared a small picnic near the chapel at the Cutteran Manor. My beloved agreed to meet to talk to me, but though she drank my enchanted est, she still refused my proposal. She also spouted some nonsense about only becoming my wife when the jewels I have gave her grow into grape wines. She fell into a strange hysterical mood and buried my present with her bare hands by their family chapel. Perhaps I need wait before the elixir takes effect. God's curses upon that cruel witch. She cheated me. She betrayed. Illegible fragment. Next day I went to Cutteran Manor to see Charlotte, but instead a woodland monstrosity had taken over the entire property. So that is the end to my heart's suffering. The foul enchantress spoke of. The elixir brought about the death of my beloved. But death shall not separate us. I am ready to die, to live with her for all eternity. Illegible fragment. I shall hang for my sins, for love, for Charlotte. The suffering of young Francois. Ah, Francois, was she really worth it? And there's that. I don't think we'll find all too much here, considering it's just ruins, but there's still like bits and pieces about. You can probably hear my frantic pressing of E in the background. It's just the famous loot finger. Grab everything you can while not being encumbered. I do wonder. No. Never mind, you can't get there. And this is just a broken bridge. Now we need to find the jewels, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, the jewels are at the manor at our very last stop of the episode. Try and avoid the Wolf Seas. I'm not too keen on fighting just yet. Or at all, for that matter. Yeah, you can howl all you want.
Damn it.
No! Have another raid. One of those things again, a spriggan or something? Not sure. Now the jewels. Oh, here. I mean, you only gave her a ruby, my dear Francois. That's not exactly jewels. Now we move on to you. It is a spriggan. Ow! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. There we go.
Come evening, I'm off to the bells, quick as a flash. Those girls can't wait to see.
Paula's diary. Let's see what the other side has to say. Meticulously kept journal, the last dozen or so pages are written in a nervous hand on tear-wrapped paper. I'm slowly losing hope the truth will ever get through to Francois, that he will ever truly disappear from my life. All my desperate pleas fall on deaf ears, all my entreaties by begging him to leave me, to leave us alone. I was so foolish and naive to believe he might drop out of sight after he saw Albert and me together. I agreed to meet him for one last conversation. I wanted to explain to him I'm in no uncertain terms, I cannot marry him, and for him to let me go. But I got drunk, and his eyes, there was this touching sadness in them. He'd brought me a purse of jewels as an offering. I poured them all out onto the ground and covered them with dirt, saying I will marry him when they sprout into vines. Francois, he didn't understand, but at least he agreed to leave me alone for the rest of the day. Through the window I see a storm brewing and rain will soon begin to pour. Dogs howl to the moon and the cats have begun their nighttime serenades. This will be a difficult night, and I feel a strange unease. Could it be this is not the end of the story? Oh, Charlotte. This really is not the end of the story.
We're to kiss the ground you walk on, is that it? But you just did your diddly witcherly duty.
Yeah, nobody said anything about ground kissing, but if you really want to, go right ahead, my friend.
Handsome knight.
Handsome knight, that's a first.
A witcher? We could use one around here, full time.
Might even say, you never know. All of these grapes for the taking. And of course we are ever opportunistic and are going to do just that.
A man who dare not down some red is a man whose wives like to thump his head.
If I were to put up my rifles.
Do we have anything else to loot? Yes, over here. So much food and so many grapes.
Good day.
Hello. Hello, supervisor. Don't mind us stealing your grapes. There we go, I do believe that's it. Unless... oh yeah, there's something more. Just the ducal guard. Gauntlets. Okay, I do believe this is going to be it for this episode. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. And of course, click the little notification bell to stay up to date whenever I upload a new episode. Other than that, I do hope you will join Geralt and I on his next adventure in the next episode. And until then, have a good one. Bye!